Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Thanks so much, everyone, and welcome back. How to let go. One question to freedom. You know, I am into my 4th decade on the planet, and I can tell you that I've learned so many lessons, and the lessons have been ongoing and so thorough. And one of the things I know for sure at this point in my life is so many of the burdens that we carry have everything to do with our ability or inability to let it go, let it go. We have to know how to let go and reframe. So that's really what this video is all about. I want to give you some very specific tips and suggestions on how to really reframe and reposition your thinking so that you really can let it go. And I'm reminded of a story. It's a client that I work with some years back. She had been a loyal and devoted wife for 17 years, had 3 children, and her life was devastated when her husband came in and basically said, you know, I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm not in love with you. I want to move on. And by the time I sat down with her, she was experiencing more rage than anything else, crying uncontrollably. I can't believe this SOB. He did this to me. I don't understand. And understandably so. Her rage and her frustration was understandable. But I asked her one question when she calmed down enough to hear me. One question. This is the same question that I've asked myself over and over again. I want you to just emblazon this question on your soul because it's very powerful. And that question is, who said so? Who said so? Who said that you were going to jump on a beautiful stallion and ride away into the sunset? Who said there would not be upset? Who said everything was going to go smooth? Who said that when he took his vows, he wasn't going to break them? Who said so? And I don't ask this question from a position of a lack of compassion. It's a very compassionate question because it reframes and it takes you out of that piece of expectation and brings you into the reality. Because when you feel like, as she felt, it's supposed to be this way, it was supposed to work out, therein lies the problem. Therein lies the pain. Therein lies the frustration, and it's your hook on the inability to let go. So what I want you to ask yourself is this: how much heavy scripting do you do in relation to outcomes? How much heavy scripting do you do daily, monthly, weekly? I'm not talking about scripting in the terms of manifestation and visioning. I'm talking about being so married to outcomes that when things don't work out the way you've scripted, it stops you dead in your tracks. And when I say dead in your tracks, it's debilitating. It can be debilitating. So how far do you go in scripting that you marry yourself to the point that you can't get up when things don't work out the way you envision them to go? I've sat with hundreds and thousands of folks who've gotten caught into the spiral. I myself, I don't point the finger at anyone without pointing it back at myself. If you've watched my videos, I've shared that at one point I was in a very toxic relationship, and it was this question, Sheila, who said so, that pulled me out of it. And I stayed there longer than I should because I saw myself in the white dress and going on the vacation. No reflection of the reality of the situation. But I was so literally married to the outcome that it stopped me from seeing the toxicity that I was living in. All right. Some of you, you're in jobs and you shouldn't be there anymore. You've outgrown it. It's not a healthy situation. And the question is, who said so? Who said you were supposed to stay here until you got your watch at the 25 or 30-year mark? Who said so? Some of you are in relationships, friendships with people. It's just outdated. It's not working. Who said so? Who said so? Just because you met in 5th grade, you're supposed to continue to take this journey together. Maybe this is just a person you see every once in a while and not every day. So again, who said so allows you to really check the reality against the scripting that we're doing. You know, when great things happen to us, we never stop and ask questions because there's no test of faith or knowing. I feel that the greater we grow our faith in knowing, it's easier to let go of things, circumstances, ideas that limit you. I love this question, who said so, because it works both ways. It works in the positive, it works in the negative, and everything in between. Good friend of mine had an opportunity, master carpenter and engineer, to go overseas and for a job opportunity, and people immediately started telling him, what are you doing? You've been here most of your life. You're going to get in there, get into some trouble. And the question again, who said so? Who said I'm going to go over there and fall on my face? Who said so that I can't make it? And people keep in touch with me over the years. They keep in touch with me because they know I'm a possibility person, and I'm going to be excited and thrilled for them. I was happy to receive his note and said, Sheila, one of the best things I've ever done for myself. My dollar goes further here. I'm doing the best work of my life. I can relax and lounge on the weekend. I have a beautiful flat. I just love it. I was completely thrilled. Now that was a question, who said so? Hasn't come back yet. Hasn't come back. He's probably not going to come back. Another story, friend of mine, 68 years old, when her husband passed away, said, you know, Sheila, the widow thing, a couple years into it, it's getting a little old for me. I'd love someone to just go to the movies with, cook dinner with. People started chiming in again. Well, you know, it just gets crazy out there. You don't want to do this. You don't want to jump online. You don't want to put yourself out there. Again, fabulous question. Who said so? Who said so that I have to sit here by myself? Who said that I can't throw my hat in the ring and meet a decent person? And I'll be, guess what? Years down the road, still has that companion, nice guy, wish was fulfilled. Again, you can use that question in any direction you want. Who said so? You know, there's so many people who are upset. They're holding on to grudges, limiting beliefs, ideas. I didn't get these parents. I didn't get this house. You know what? Cry me a river. Cry me a river. I have a mountain of compassion for you, but I'm not going to let you sit and wallow in a pity party. If you didn't get the picture that you wanted in life, paint another picture. I can't tell you, there's been heartbreak, upset. I've been bewildered, befuddled, everything you can imagine in this life. But I made a decision. I made a decision. As long as I'm on my feet, as long as I have breath in my body, as long as I'm in possession of my mind, if I don't get the picture I want, doggone it, I'm going to get some paints and another canvas and paint another picture. I'm sorry, but if you dropped me in the middle of Alaska in an Eskimo village, come back in 6 months, I guarantee you're going to see the Alaskan Association of Paints, Crafts, whatever. I'm going to put something together, okay, because we have choice, and I want you to have that mentality as well, because the more you empower yourself with this choice of decision and letting go and reframing and who said so, you are going to have a happier walk in your life. And that is what I want for all of my subscribers, for everyone who tunes in. So in closing, I'm going to say, let it go, and have a good life. I'll see you next time.